I was 16 when I finally had everything to build a full studio in my mom's garage. And, you know, she was so worried I was going to blow the house up because I'm like mixing oxygen and propane. She, you know, she was like, she had friends who did it. So luckily she was able to ask them like, is this safe?
Welcome, Robertson Stash.
When I was 13, 14, my friend Cassidy, his dad let me kind of just like play on the torch for the first time. Because I'd get on the school bus and my friend who was like a senior in high school was making these little like wigwag pendants within his dad's studio. And I was so jealous. I remember just being like, because I'd seen glass and known about it, but I was like, oh, I want to do that so bad. And I like begged them for weeks and they finally let me just like get on the torch. And it was funny because I had all these ideas of like what I would make. And then, you know, you start melting glass and it just like falls down and you're like, yeah. And I literally think I would just like took a thing of clear and color and just literally like stuck the color in the clear and just like moved it around. But I remember calling my mom that day when I was 13 and I told her, I was like, I think I found what I want to do with the rest of my life.
Wow.
Yeah. And, you know, I didn't know I was going to stick with it or even know the road to get there, but I told her that day. So that's pretty crazy. And then from there, I don't count that as when I started blowing glass though.
Yeah, but that's when
technically the first time I blew glass
was
was 13 years ago.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
And so, which I'm 26 now. So that was half my life, which is crazy to think about. That half my life I've been trying to do this one thing. And
did you do it much after?
That's what I was going to say. It took like 2 or 3 years for me I worked at like Chick-fil-A, Papa John's, like small, regular high school kid jobs. And to save up enough money, I bought a Red Max torch. And then I bought like an oxygen tank. Like every Christmas or birthday, I would ask for one more part. Nice. And then I think it was right before I turned 17, I was 16 when I finally had everything to build a full studio in my mom's garage. And, you know, she was so worried I was going to blow the house up because I'm like mixing oxygen and propane. She, you know, she was like, she had friends who did it. So luckily she was able to ask them like, is this safe and blah, blah. And they were like, yeah, just, you know, he needs the regulators and flashback arresters and all that kind of stuff. So I really owe a lot to my mom because like not a lot of parents would let their 16-year-old son set up a freaking. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Yeah. So you're still in high school at that point, right?
Still in high school, yeah. And again, a lot of these family friends, like they were really cool and they would help me with techniques. They were like, oh, I'll teach you all the parts of how to make a pipe, but I can't teach you how to make a pipe because, you know, weed is very illegal in North Carolina and they were worried about, you know,
showing
teaching
a minor,
16-year-old how to make drug paraphernalia or whatever at that age. And, but no, they were all really cool about it. And I owe a lot of those guys in Asheville a lot for my, you know, just being cool with me being so young. And
are they still doing it now or do we?
Yeah. Do you know, Magnum Monkong? I don't know if you know who that is, but
don't really.
So I moved in with him when I was like 17, 18 for a little bit because I was already like, I felt like I was trying to grow up too fast and wanted to like move out and be on my own and just do my own thing. And so he had a home studio. So I rented his basement out and worked in his house from like 17 to 19.
So you were out of school at that point or like you?
Oh, so school wise, I was already like selling. So I was working those shitty jobs and I remember someone on Instagram hit me up to make a belt buckle for them. And he was like, yeah, I'll give you $150. And I made the belt buckle in like an hour. Damn. And I was like, why am I getting paid $7.25 an hour when I just made that belt buckle? Wow. You know, I knew I wasn't going to be making $100 an hour all the time. Saw potential but I saw the potential there. Yeah. So I literally that day quit my job. Nice. And just started doing it like full time. I would literally get off of school. I didn't have a car, so I would convince one of my friends. I would like all day at school, I'd be texting like, who can take me to pick up my K tank, take me to the oxygen place, refill it, and then take me back home, which was such a chore to get a friend to do that because they're literally taking you like here, and then back home. And, but yeah, every night I would just kill the K tank literally every single night. Wow. And, just fall asleep and then wake up and I would even blow glass a little bit before school. Like I basically started fucking off with school really bad because I was just so into glass and I was already making money and I saw the potential. So I basically was like, my plan was to drop out of high school because I was like, I do not need high school. I already know what I want to do. And a lot of my teachers saw that and they were actually really cool with it. And so like a few teachers made a deal where as long as I tested good, I didn't have to do any projects or homework and they'd still give me a good grade.
Passing grade?
Yeah.
Nice.
And so I got all my credits done early and then I ended up graduating early my senior year. So I only had like a PE credit my senior year first semester and then nothing else. So basically by 17, I was already graduated high school.
And then you were like full-time on the torch?
Full-time blowing glass,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when I turned 18, like a small studio in the River Arts District finally let me like rent a space. because I was, of age. And yeah, but I was still technically not graduated high school yet because, you're 18 when you're a senior. So yeah, it was weird. It was like this moment where I was already in my career, but finishing high school. And yeah, they just did not want me to drop out.
I think that's so important, is to figure out something you love to do that's going to make you happy at an early age. And then if you can focus on that, I mean, that's kind of like the meaning of life, I think. All right. Thanks for tuning in to the Robertson Stash Podcast. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you want to support us, please hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, we want to hear from you. So if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to reach out. Hit the